Ho ho ho. Christmas notes, Christmas outfit, hopefully, inshallah, Christmassy, flamboyant, happy, successful series of notes. We'll see. So, this one is a note on what would you like to see. Sounds funny to me, at least. Starting with what would you like to see, you would wonder, what am I saying? Am I asking you what would you like to see? Well, I'm not. That's Raymond Carver. It's an interesting short story about Raymond Carver with familiar craftsmanship, familiar talent and skill and mastery, but also some of the known themes of alcoholism, for instance. We have the landlord, a man who had a problem with alcohol. Fortunately for him, alhamdulillah, he is past it. I would say so much so that he can afford to have alcohol at the table. Not for him, obviously. That would mean he's not beyond having an issue with alcohol if he's still drinking after being an addict, which is what alcoholic means. Indulging is in any quantity is already a serious issue as far as I know. I'm no alcoholic, fortunately. I have no addiction except this one now with making all sorts of notes, recordings. In fact, I never even smoked marijuana, which I'm a bit curious. I've met a man recently who was smoking a cigarette a day, so that's already too much. And the problem, indeed, one thinks and sees in movies that this can be the gateway. You have a puff and then you end up like this strange character. And others we see in movies, from Jesse Pinkman to Scarface. So coming back, this former alcoholic has drinks on the table for his guests. Because indeed, he's inviting with his wife his tenants for a dinner before they move. And the hero is this man with his wife Sarah, who rent this place, and they're moving out. It's unusual for them to be moving out under such friendly terms. All the family, or the second wife of this landlord comes to say she's sorry, the husband is sorry that they leave. Otherwise, we understand that they just skip town sometimes, and so there's no love lost between them and the landlords. In this case, the special meal before going involves some salmon, which we learn that the man who also has a restaurant has taken from a Native American, was it, if I remember well? Was he? They negotiated on, I remember the cents part from point 50 to point 25 or so. So he took the salmon, a large quantity, he fresh frozen. They eat it, they like it. Sarah appreciates the sound very much. And then, what would you like to see? It's the name of the story. Because the landlord has screen slides from the Middle East, from Alaska, and some other places. And so the guests have to pick up what they would like to see. They also talk about the Middle East, about Lebanon, about the fact that, again, this landlord has been in the commercial navy during the war, visited Lebanon, and it's so bad that they have this situation here. Another hot spot, so to say, or, well, a part of the world in the news at the time was Guyana, where they had that mass suicide, which I've read being influenced by Robert Cialdini, that is due in part to the fact that we tend to follow this principle. There are a few principles of influence, and one is social conformity. One of a couple have done one thing, committed suicide in this case, others follow. That's the principle they used when they introduced shopping carts. Decades ago they had the small baskets, but then they came up with a bigger one so that they would the clients would shop more, but they had to use social conformity to introduce